Hi, so welcome to Learn Coding Camp, where we give you short and quick lessons in coding and everything technology. Well, in this first video, this will be an introduction to the GDevelop platform. It's a gaming platform. It's a 2D gaming platform that's very conducive to introduce your child or a beginner programmer into game development. So in this three-part tutorial, we are going to make this 2D game, where the object of the game is to use these three blue balls and try to hit that red target. We're only able to touch or access these balls as long as we're in the confines of this castle. So as you can see, if I lift that ball up outside the castle, we lose control of the balls. We're going to try to hit that red target by going past these static blue blocks and these green dynamic blocks. We would have 3 tries to try and hit that, and we would get a win message. We will also have a leaderboard system which keeps track of the time of the timer and keeps track of our scores. As you can see, when you start up your program, this is the first screen that you'll see. On this first screen, you'll be able to see some recommended templates. We don't have to concern ourselves with this right now. On the left-hand side, you can see some other tabs. We have to get started, the build, shop, where you can buy some additional assets for your development. We have learn, and here we have some helpful guides and guided lessons into specific lessons and courses as well. We have beginner courses here, intermediate courses, advanced courses, some guided tutorials for entire games or specific game mechanics. On the next tab here, we have play, where you'd be able to play games that are developed in GDevelop. Here you'd be able to see the breadth and the extent and the capability of what you can do with GDevelop. And on the last tab, we have community, where you'd have links to GDevelop forums, their YouTube channel, Discord, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok accounts. But what I wanted to highlight to you guys on this first video is when you go to this Get Started tab, they have a very good tutorial that gets your feet wet, gets you started with GDevelop. It doesn't matter if you have no programming language whatsoever or you're just not familiar with this platform. As a coding instructor, I always find that this is a very good jumping on point for parents, teachers, and students alike. What I like about these set of tutorials is it gives you an overview of GDevelop, even if you do not know a single thing about the platform. It's broken down into these 3 tutorials, and start your game, which would run you about 5 minutes. We have the next tutorial, which runs you about 10 minutes, and then the last tutorial, which would run you about 15 minutes. This will be a perfect introduction to GDevelop, as it helps you set up your game scene sizes, game scenes, objects and characters, and throwing physics as well. So with that, let's get started. Let's click on the tutorial. You can see that this tutorial is also available in the following languages. And let's press yes. The reason why I like using these 3 tutorials is it literally gives you a step-by-step process of what buttons to press, what fields to fill up. It literally holds your hand in creating your first game. So as a parent or as an educator, if you do not know anything about coding, if you do not know anything about the GDevelop platform, this will literally hold your hand. And in the process of following this tutorial, it familiarizes yourself to the entire platform. So with that, let's click on this first tutorial, Start Your Game. It's available in different other languages, English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Thai. Let's click yes. As I said, what I like about this tutorial is it literally shows you which buttons to press. It really holds your hand and gives you a progress indicator here of how far along you are with the project. This should probably take us around 5 minutes. With that, let's click on build, head over to the build section. In the build section, this is where you have your create a project button. Let's create a new project for this tutorial. This new project dialog window opens up. On the first field, we have the project name. You can see the project name, and you can see here that it automatically generates a name for your project. You can click on the button here on the right, generate a random name. Spectacular knife, aloof riddle, usable fear. For our purposes, let's name this GDevelop tutorial. All right. The second field specifies where to store your project. You can either store it on your computer, but if you have a GDevelop subscription, either a silver or gold subscription, it does give you the option of saving here to the cloud. For now, let's save it on my computer. And the third field shows you which folder you want to keep it. I want to keep it in my projects folder. The next field shows you the resolution preset. So it defaults to this mobile, landscape, and desktop. You can either choose the portrait, landscape, or full desktop HD. For now, let's not worry about these other options. Let's click on create a project. Awesome. So we have a first look of the GDevelop workspace. This is our main window. On the right side, we have the object planes. On the right side, we have the object panel, where we use it to manage our objects within the project. On this lower portion, we have the layers panel, which we'll get into later. On this left panel, we have the properties window. And so for now, let's click on the Open Project Manager. It says open the game properties. Don't worry too much about all these other fields. I'll create another video giving a better description of what each field does. For now, let's follow the tutorial. It says set this to no changes to the game size. All right, let's do that. And then let's press apply. And here, next on the right side, first let's find a border for our scene. We can click on this to get a better view of it. And then let's add a new object. Here on the next window, it gives you an option to choose something from the asset store. The asset store is GDevelop's store, wherein you're able to download additional assets, either characters, props, backgrounds, sound, music, whatever have you that you may need for your project. For these purposes, let's type style sprite, and it'll give you a bunch of options. There's quite a lot of options here for you to choose. Let's choose something really simple for now. Let's choose this wall for green floor. Add to scene. You can see it pop up on this right on our object panel, and then you can click close. And now let's drag wall for green floor from the menu to the canvas. Drag it over. There you go. And we need to place and resize at least 4 instances of the wall for green floor to create a closed frame around the screen. Okay, so let's do that. Let's position it over there, and we can resize this object by highlighting over the handles over here and stretch it out across our workspace or our window. We could drag another element, another object onto our workspace, or we can click on an existing object in our current workspace and we can copy by pressing Ctrl+C or Command+C on a Mac, or we can right click on our mouse, click copy. We can right click again and it'll press paste and it'll create another copy or another instance of this object on our project. So we can do that again and paste. Let's resize this to fit the left side of the screen. That's perfect. So again, I'm gonna copy this and paste it again. And let's position it onto the right side of our screen. All right. Click I'm done. Now let's find an object that we can throw. Okay, so let's click on an object, and now it gives us a hint. Select a rounded object that you'd like to throw. Try ball. Okay, let's do that. Let's do ball. Enter. And it gives us quite a lot of options here. You can choose whatever you like, but off the bat, this blue ball is catching my attention. Let's add it to a scene, and on the right, you can see it populate here, large blue ball. Now let's close. And now it's telling us to add 3 instances of the object, large blue ball, inside the frame. And let's do that. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Awesome. This seems to be a little too big for me. Let's try resizing it. Let's try resizing it a bit. You can change the width and height of your object on the properties panel on your left-hand side. Let's set that to 50. Set that to 50. Let's set this one as well. Make sure to click on custom size. Let's set this to 50. And set this to 50. Awesome. Now we've got these 3 balls on our screen. Now let's find a target to aim. Let's add a new object. And then it says, select an object that you would like to use as a target to throw the large blue ball at. So I'm wondering if we type target, do we get anything? Sure. Let's click on this red target. That looks good to me. Let's add it to the scene. You can see again on the right-hand panel, it's right there. And let's click on close. Now add the target red inside the frame. Finally, let's find something to protect target red. Add a new object. Select the block object that you would like to use as an obstacle for your large blue ball. Okay, so let's type in block. I kind of like these green blocks. Okay, let's add these to the scene. Perfect. Okay, now that they're added to the scene, we can click on close and then add multiple green blocks into the frame. Okay, let's do that. Let's add this one. Let's do this one. That should do it. Next, it says, now let's add some physics to our object. Right-click on wall for green floor and select edit behaviors. Okay. So here on the right, we can right-click and you can see that you have the option here that says edit behaviors. Let's click on that. And here we can add a new behavior. It says add the physics engine. Now it says select static. Okay. We'll see later how to use the other parameters, but we're good for now. So let's click apply. Now right click on the blue ball, large blue ball, and select edit behaviors. Alternatively, you can also click on these 3 dots over there, and it'll also give you those options if you don't right click on it. So let's go edit behaviors, and then let's add a behavior, and then let's add a physics behavior. Because it's a ball, let's select circle. There's this arrow that's highlighting it, that's asking us to scroll down. So we'll scroll down, and then we'll change the density to 5. Change the angular damping as well to 15. And then we're good. Let's click on apply. Now, right click on the target red and select edit behaviors. Let's do that. And then edit behaviors, add a behavior. We'll add physics to this one as well. And no need to change anything. So let's just click apply. Now, right click on green block and select edit behaviors. Let's add some behaviors to our green block. Add behaviors, add physics to it as well, and just click on apply. Now we'll make it possible for the player to drag the large blue ball. For this, we will install an external extension. Okay. I know this may not make sense to all of you guys, but what's nice about this tutorial is at least it handholds you to a little bit of everything. It gives you an overview of what GDevelop can do. As a jumping on point, I think it's great. Open the extension store and click draggable. And it's telling you to choose this one. Click on the extension, and we're going to add this into our project. Okay, let's click close. Let's clear that left window again. And now right click on the large blue ball, and let's select edit behaviors again. This is the physics behavior that we added previously. We could scroll down or add behavior, or we could just tidy things up. You can also close this panel, and then let's click on add a new behavior. It's telling us to scroll down, and then we're going to add this new behavior that we just imported. Draggable, and that's it. Let's apply. Now we can preview our project by clicking on the preview button. And here, we'll be able to see a preview of our project. And if you click on one of the balls, as you can see, if you can lift it up, it falls down as if it was with real physics. You notice that you're not able to drag the balls or drag the target, but we are able to affect the balls, and we can actually throw them around. You'll also be able to see when you throw the balls against each other, it's able to affect one another with real physics, and as well as affecting the target and the blocks as well. See? There you go. Congratulations! You officially created your first simple mobile game. Awesome. Great job.